Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Fairy Dust TV. I'm your host, Jen Burton, romantic fairy godmama for smart, successful single women around the world. Today's topic, online dating profiles for women. So I know I'm being just a little bit silly right now, but let's get to business and head on over to the computer to talk about great online dating profile examples. See you there. Online dating profile examples for women. Now, before I show you the next two examples, I want you to ask yourself this question while I'm reading through each of them. Which profile gets the guy? Let's start with example number 1. I am looking for someone with honesty and integrity, a God-fearing man. Please be who you say you are. Please no game players. A person with a good sense of humor, a smile goes a long way. Make someone happy today. Today, the weather here is beautiful. I just wish I had someone to share it with. Picnics, walking hand in hand. How nice. I like a man who has passion in his heart and romance in his eyes. I look for a man who has humor, compassion, honesty, integrity, loyal, faithfulness, and who is a good communicator. I'm not a perfect person by any means. I still have work to do. With God's help, I'm striving to be the best person I can be. God bless. I wish you success in finding your match. Until we meet, smile. Example number 2. So is it going to be example number 1? Does she get the guy? Or example number 2? Originally from Australia. Horrible Australian accent, I know. Okay. I've been living in the U.S. for a long time. I travel a lot for my job as a journalist, and also just because I love the surprise of the unknown. I love to learn about new places, people, and cultures. I'm the mother of a grown son who is off at college. I like to be in harmony with the world around me. Wow, that sounds new age. But I'm very down to earth. I like to read a lot and keep up with many things: politics, social issues, culture, travels, people. I especially value humor, being able to laugh at yourself, being able to communicate, culture in general, social issues, staying healthy, and the freedom to think out of the box. I also like Woody Allen films, swimming, hearing people's stories, and simply talking with people. I'm looking for a companion, someone with his own life, a strong personality, yet also able to make compromises that life sometimes requires. Someone who isn't too thin and who is able to laugh at himself. No smokers, please. Okay, so did you guess it? Which profile gets the guy? Example number 1 or example number 2? Neither. Did you get it? Okay, so you might be thinking, but why, Jen? Let's break down number 1 first. So I'm looking for someone who, with honesty and integrity, God-fearing, please be who you say you are, and please no game players. The first thing I want to talk about is I work with women from all over the world, from all different religions, and one of the things that I understand this phrase, God-fearing man, but it's kind of a negative phrase. And we'll talk about there's a way that you can actually change this, turn this around and make this a little bit more positive, something that I think will yield better results for you. But the other thing is this is a very bleh profile. It's what I call a whatever profile. There's not a lot of thought put into it. There's not a lot of texture or color or anything to really start a conversation from. It's very, very generic. And it's heartbreaking for me to see, because I bet this is a fascinating woman who just doesn't have any clue how to put together a good profile. So she put up something really fast, and this is what it got. And she's not going to yield great results from it, or she's highly unlikely to. So with that said, I also want to talk about the negativity in this, and this is very important. Please take note of this. It says, please be who you say you are, and please no game players. Basically, she is talking about bad past dating experiences in this one sentence right here, which again contributes to the negativity. And also sets her up. It actually shows her hand for being duped again. She's not by any means telling a man, or she's not by any means preventing crazy guys by using this sentence, or or preventing people to catfish her or whatnot. She's not doing that. In fact, she's inviting it a little bit more. So it's really important that you never ever talk about what bad dating experiences you had, or put that negativity out, and certainly not allude to having gone out to meet somebody who isn't who they say they were, which is a good chance that means that you are easily fooled. Okay, so again, going over, this is very, very general. A person with a good sense of humor. Everybody wants a person with a good sense of humor. Okay, that is a given. You don't have to mention that. And if you do mention it, you need to mention it in a different way. That is more exciting. Today, the weather here is beautiful. I just wish I had someone to share it with. Okay. I just wish I had something to say. This word here, I just also remove it from your profiles and from your vocabulary, ladies, because it has all kinds of insecurity undertones. All right. Picnics, walking hand in hand. How nice. Yeah, how nice. Blah, blah. That's what a guy hears in his head. Blah, blah, clack, clack. Next. And again, I want someone who has humor, compassion, honesty, faithfulness. Yes, I think these are things here that need to be mentioned in her profile, but she needs to do it in a much more fun way. I'm not a perfect person by any means. I still have work to do. Well, we all do. You don't have to talk about it. With God help, I'm striving to be the best person I can. Okay, good. Good for you. God bless. I wish you success in finding your match. Well, hey, I'm glad you wish me success in finding your match, but aren't you here to see if we might be a match? The one thing I really do like is that she says, until we meet. And then she's actually talking directly to him. So, okay, again, no texture, no edge, no color, nothing to start a conversation with. There's nothing in this profile that goes, oh my God, I need to meet this woman. Okay, let's go to example number 2. Now, this one is a little better. Okay, originally from Australia, and it has a little more texture to him, but I will tell you, this woman doesn't get the guy either. And let's talk about what's going on in this profile. So it does have more to work with, like I mentioned, and but there's some other things that are here. It still is kind of generic. There are some pieces in here. He does talk about being a journalist, but there's no creativity and no communication with the person who's reading it. I like it a lot when women actually talk to the man in her profile that might be reading her profile. Okay, there's also what I call the I syndrome. So many sentences here start off with I. Let's see, I. Way too many I's. If all of your paragraphs are starting off with I, you have a boring, bland, blah profile, and all he hears is blah, 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 clack, 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 I. Okay? The other thing, this word right here, companion, please don't use this in your profile. Unless you add something fun to it, because companion just reminds me, a companion is a dog. You're looking for a lover. You don't have to use the word lover, but you're looking for a lover, a soulmate, somebody who lights you up, somebody, a partner in crime. There's so many different ways you can express that ignite his imagination and actually give you something exciting to look towards as well. I also would like you, after you finish putting your profile together, have one of your girlfriends who is a grammar goody-goody two-shoe or something, like go through your profile and catch any big misspellings or anything that might subtract from your, it might appear as maybe you're not as smart as you really, really are. Now, this is something that you wouldn't know unless I told you, but originally when I got this profile, it was a man's profile, and I tweaked it just a little bit to make a woman's. But something you want to do is as a woman, you want to sound like a woman. You don't want to be able, if I switch this back around and make it a man's profile again, it's so easy. If you can substitute everything in your profile and it sounds like it would work for a man as well, then you have not put enough effort into your profile. Okay? So let's go to what type of profile actually works. Now, the first thing you always do need is good plus current photos. I can't tell you how many women mess this up and they use old photos, and you shouldn't do that. You need good, current, non-pixelated photos. The second thing is that you need a profile that is telling but not too telling. Okay. This is a profile that really works. It's hint. If you're looking for a whimsically passionate woman, then you, sir, have clicked on the right profile. I must admit, I like an adventurous outdoorsman with a bit of a bad boy air to him. The mature and stable kind, of course. Truth is that I'm a nice girl looking for a lifelong love story. One that includes marriage, kids, incredible conversations, fidelity, and the inability to keep our hands off each other. Are you a family-centric Christian man ready for love and one heck of a romantic bucket list? Did I mention strong arms? Those are a very welcome bonus. Down-to-earth, active, kind, articulate, smart, and supportive, emotionally intimate as well as physically, up for an outside-the-box first date? I'm already smitten. So what should you know about me? Besides the fact that I'm ambidextrous, writing and eating with my left and playing sports with my right, yet easily confused when I try something new, or that I've been called modest with the side of sexy, one of my favorite compliments ever. It's that I'm a woman of strength, independence, and ambition, and I want a man who embraces this about me, sees my vulnerability / softness as strength, and who is protective, not possessive, as we take on life together. Other fun facts. Julie constantly teases me about how bubbly and outgoing I am. Oh, and then I could probably talk to a brick wall. Honestly, I'm not so sure about the brick wall, although I do confess to talking to myself out loud when I'm stressed. I prefer the company of a worthy conversational adversary, which means if you enjoy fun conversation, a dry sense of humor, one-liners, and exchanging quick quips, then we are both in for a treat for a first date. But I must warn you, I have an occasionally wicked jab. A little bit more about me. Once walked into a spa in Germany, not realizing they are a nude experience. Note to self, putting oil on can sound like a sexual encounter of the ear-scarring kind. I heart my career. Saturday Night Fever is my all-time favorite dance movie. Have studied Norse, have an antique shopping fetish, applied for a reality TV show out for Norge, wanted the Norwegian experience, love a man who can fascinate me with a story or make me laugh until I cry. Date to the theater, golfing, orchestra, or even snowshoeing? Yes, please. My life soundtrack, Pink's Let's Get This Party Started, Miranda Lambert's The House That Built Me. P.S. I'm a modern woman in many ways and a bit more traditional in others. I love weeks, but I find it even more telling, intriguing, attractive to receive a message from you. Okay, so let's talk about what are we doing right in this profile. The first thing I want to tell you that this profile is the start of a beautiful conversation. This profile has so many rich pieces to it that a man can not only goes, wow, you're going to captivate his imagination and his attention. He has something that he can start communicating with you about. You've given him the perfect starting point for a fascinating conversation. And that's how real romance starts. So many women are spending a really nutty amount of time these days on Tinder and all these really fast dating, instead of taking the opportunity and slowing it down a little bit to get to know a guy a little online and let him earn the opportunity to take you out on a date, instead of just conceding to his, oh, let's go meet for coffee. Okay? This is how you change that dynamic. Plus, if you spend a little bit more time online, you are going to create an insane foundation for real life, long lasting chemistry. Okay? And you get to see pieces of him before you even step in the same room with him that you would never imagine that you would be able to see. So, okay, it's colorful. This profile has color. It has edge. It has what she wants. She's asking for what she wants. It has confidence. It has vulnerability. I mean, in fact, she uses the word vulnerability. It has quirkiness. Did you know that, your quirky, geeky side can be very sexy and attractive to men? You don't have to be this perfectly polished woman and so well put together to be sexy and attractive to men. Men like those aspects of you because you're real, you're tangible. And this profile also creates a great visual of what it's like to be with you, what it really, truly feels like, okay? Okay, this is one more little point that I want to talk to you about is this. And I know there's this big thing about guys winking, and guys are, they get rejected quite a bit. So I don't blame them for wanting to send the winks. But here's a very sneaky way to get a guy to stand up more. You've basically issued a challenge in a way, appealing to his desire to be telling, intriguing, and attractive to you. Again, I love detail in profiles, detail things, and I'm not talking about oversharing, of course. There's none of this that is so revealing that he could track her down or pinpoint her. We're not talking about, you telling in your profile exactly where you hang out every single Friday night. You are illustrating, again, your life and what it feels like to be with you without giving anything that compromises your safety. So that's truly, truly important and to note as well. Okay, so why does it work? First thing I want you to know, this works so well is because you're not a boring woman, and I can prove it. So many women get to writing their profile and they put, again, what I call a whatever profile. They put something up as fast as they can because they're nervous, they want to get to it, they want to see what happens, they want to manage all that anxiety that's coming up, and plus they just have no clue what to say about themselves. And I want to prove that you are not a boring woman. No woman that has ever come to me and that has read my site has been a truly boring woman. I want you to go to irresistibility.com. You can see that link right. This isn't actually a link because it's a video, but you can type in e-rresistibilty.com, and I'm going to give you the first 2 chapters on my online dating program for free for you to get started and to start to unlock that mesmerizing part of you that is so essential for creating an online dating profile that actually leads to magical offline love. This type of profile, again, back to the profile, it ignites his imagination. It's because the most magical dating experiences start in the imagination and then they move into reality. So that chemistry I was talking about before, you're going to establish some of that. You're going to do some of that legwork online first and then move it into an offline space, giving him some time to prove that he is worth your romantic attention, plus starting building that insane, awesome chemistry, something that can last, that has the opportunity to last a lifetime. Number 3, and we talked about this already, about confidence. Confidence is alluring. I don't want you to forget that. The only men that, and I'm not talking about being cocky, of course. I'm not talking about boasting way too much, but the only men that are really truly attracted to women who don't have any confidence about them, who really don't like themselves, that really want to be with that woman more than anything, are men who are mentally unstable themselves. So confidence is alluring, and everything about this profile that I just read to you says that she is a high quality woman and she will not settle for a low quality man. So not only are you showing who you are and what you want, you are actually a million times more likely to attract a high quality man too, because you're willing to be vulnerable in this way, vulnerable and confident, and at the very same time. Okay, so again, as we're wrapping this up today, what I want you to do is I want you to just say no to the madness of bland, boring profiles. Bland, boring profiles only do two things for you. They either induce inbox crickets where nobody is contacting you, or real life crazies. Instead, I want you to go to a website, irresistibility.com, and get your first 2 chapters for free to start to unlock what is really truly mesmerizing about you, and that's what's going to make you stand out from the thousands of women in your area who have those crappy profiles. Plus, it'll teach you how to get the pictures that you want and everything you need to create this online dating profile that takes you through the process of finding real life love and romance. Offline though. Offline. It takes you from starting online and moves you all the way offline. I want to thank you again for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside over at irresistibility.com. Thank you for sharing some time and learning about great online dating profile examples. Mwah. See you soon.